Record-breaking 43 million people turn to food stamp. All right, friends, welcome to the channel. Always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. So we got a good one to talk about today. We have a shocking news stat that's basically unfolding in front of our very eyes that's telling us the health and the fitness of the average American. And listen, everybody needs a place to live, and we're seeing the homeless population spike as we can no longer, as a whole, tolerate the cost of living here in America, where it used to be one job got it done, then it took two jobs to get it done. Now it's multiple jobs to get it done. I know personally families that, not only do the mom and dad both have to work, but the kids, are all working too. And everybody's contributing to the household to try to pay the bills. And as people are unwilling to sacrifice their quality of life, they're willing to basically eat crappy food or get underneath the debt. I know people personally, cars being repoed, being evicted from homes, it's all playing out. And I live in an episode of $1 Million Listing, the Rodeo Drive by the beach here in California, an absurd amount of wealth. Quick break from the show to bring you today's video sponsor, Noble Gold. I would never suggest anybody do anything that I'm not doing or willing to do myself. I own gold, and I believe you should as well. Let's hear why. The U.S. dollar has lost 85% of its value since the 70s when the dollar decoupled from gold, and the government seems bent on continuing the tradition. From now until the next election, the government can print as much money as they want. The last time they did that, inflation went up 9%. Gold is the one asset that's proven to withstand inflation. Invest in gold with Noble Gold Investments. You'll also get a 24-karat quarter-ounce gold standard coin for free. Hurry and go to noblegoldinvestments.com or visit the link in the description of this video or pinned comments. Again, to Noble Gold for sponsoring today's video. Always be careful when investing. There's always going to be risk. Now, let's get back to today's video. Most expensive places in the world to live. People losing cars and losing homes. People I know, and people holding down multi-service sector jobs just to try to keep in an apartment. I mean, the quality of life is insane. And the homeless population, as we continue to find people homeless. And I always say, this is something that I just really hope you guys all understand. And while we all want to help the needy, I have a heart for the needy like nobody else. And it pains me when I see people like that. But there's certain people that if you furnish the gutter that they're in, you're not incentivizing them to get out. Even anybody, really, anybody. And we continue to throw resources furnishing the gutter instead of making it uncomfortable in the gutter where it'll force people out. But government subsidies now are going crazy. Hold on to your hats and glasses. 43 million people now on some form of food stamps. Insane. I remember as a little kid, I don't think we ever had to do this. It wouldn't surprise me. I'll have to ask my mom someday if she ever had food stamps. I know we were really proud. Back in that era, you were very proud. You did a lot of times, even if we needed help, we didn't want to ask for it. We just did whatever it took. Not anymore. It used to be before, when I was a kid, I remember, and that's what I was about to say. You'd be in the grocery, we'd be in a line at the grocery store. I'm a little kid, right? And they put the candy right at the checkout lane, so you start screaming and yelling for candy until your mom finally shuts you up and lets you get one. Not my mom. No. Wasn't working with her. So that's why it leads me to believe we never were taking advantage of food, or not taking advantage, taking food stamps, even if they were offered, because that's something you didn't want to do. Same with the homelessness in our town. It was very rare to see anybody homeless because it was just something that was really not tolerated or looked favorably on or whatever. Now it's exploding where 43 million people are now on food stamps. And this is where I think it's a little of the challenge is. Back when I was a kid, I remember being in line at that grocery store and somebody would be getting out their coupon book. You had actual food stamps, like paper bills, like Monopoly money that you would get. And now it's just a credit card. You swipe and go. I know people living in 4-bedroom, regular neighborhood homes, driving nice cars on food support. People are willing to do whatever they have to do to hang on to the house. And let me just tell you, I've said this a million times, I know. As a trained salesman, I know once you make up your mind to buy, you're buying. I know the last thing to go in your life will be the house. You'll get rid of a lot of things. You'll go on food stamps. You'll let the car get repoed. You'll do a lot of things before you get foreclosed or evicted on. But eventually, if that's the trend that's playing out, your food stamps, and then, your cars, now you're late and behind on payments and you're leaning on credit cards. Eventually, statistically, this isn't me saying it, statistically, the house will go. You'll either be evicted or foreclosed. So if we have 43 million people now, a record amount of people now taking food stamps, that are a lot of them just regular people, not just the homeless people that we're furnishing the gutter for by, trying to spend our way out of it. All we do now is invite it. I was just looking at this link in the description below. Nick Johnson, a great channel. I appeared on it when he visited my city. And I told him, the things that they're doing now is because we're a city of wealth. It's a great place to panhandle with 300 days of sunshine around the year. And because Los Angeles, the biggest homeless population in the world, is 100 miles away, they start busing their people up. If you're in a facility getting some kind of care and your insurance is covering it, but your insurance will no longer cover it, these facilities now will put you on their facility van and just truck you into a neighboring city that maybe has a shelter. And that's what they're doing here. And so the homeless population is spiking. I've heard another statistic that we're talking about reducing homelessness by 25% within like a year. How are we supposed to do that other than try to increase the deficit by spending our way out of that? The amount of the money printer now is just a runaway train. And this thing only ends one of two ways. It's either going to be some kind of epic crash with a correction, recession, economic depression would probably be the most logical scenario, or somehow it's going to be a whole new system is ushered in, which I'm seeing a lot of reports now that are kind of indicating that's in fact one of the things that's going to be attempted, is ushering in a whole new system where there's a universal income and universal wage and this and that, a lot of overreach where it's going to be you will own nothing and be happy. We're slowly going to phase out anybody, make it harder and harder to own things. That's why I always push tangible assets, whether it's gold or silver or an account backed by gold or silver or real estate. It's going to be fewer and fewer that are just going to own nothing and be happy. It's going to be very hard to get your hands on tangible assets. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life, understand the waters we're swimming in now are very shark infested. We have big systemic issues circulating out there. All courtesy of the crisis really put this on hyperspeed. If this was an agenda or a narrative or a direction we were going, clearly the crisis put fuel on that fire as everything's moving extremely fast now. Getting harder and harder to keep up and keep our thumb on the pulse as we read between the lines and look between the cracks to see the biggest bubble ever produced in world history. The percentage of likelihood it sustains itself. Unfortunately, I think we have ourselves backed into a severe corner. This plays out one of two ways. Either A, we get a crash of some level that's probably the lesser of two evils, or it gets held up, propped up, and overtaken, and we'll see a whole new system ushered in where we'll have much, much more people than 43 million on food stamps. It could be you, it could be me, it could be our kids, it could be our grandchildren. It's scary, and I don't believe that's what this country was founded on. That's why I'm here fighting for it, blowing the lid off it every step of the way, because I believe it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.